Hello everyone, today I am looking at LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga. This is a very funny, silly little game. You wouldn't think that a LEGO version of a popular franchise would be successful, but for some reason the sort of chibified version of Star Wars is actually quite a lot of fun. It's very silly how they handle some of the characters. They'll do very comedic things. In the more tragic moments when Luke gets his arm cut off, they kind of do this kind of oof, ow kind of thing. My other favorite thing is that all of the characters talk in kind of these bumbled voices, like almost like Charlie Brown, where they're just using their mouth to, hum and haw. It's all very silly. But however, the game is like super addicting, and it's honestly a lot of fun. And what I love, it encourages drop in, drop out co-op gameplay. So someone could just press start on another controller and jump into the action immediately. Again, what I also like is that the controls are very simple. You basically press B to attack, and the one strategy is that every time you end a swing, and you press B again instead of just mashing it, you'll do a different extended combo, which I think is a really neat thing that I think other games should try to incorporate. I know other games, they kind of just rely on the timing and the pausing of things, or the inputs themselves, but actually watching the character swing the blade and knowing the timing of when the swing ends and doing the next one seems to be like a really cool mechanic. I really enjoyed it. You of course have ranged characters like the clone troopers. You have other support characters like the droids, and I don't know, I just love the fact that as you play the game, like after every level, you kind of unlock every single character. There's even like different variations of the same characters. So for like Luke and Han Solo across the three different games, or movies rather, they will have multiple costumes and they'll count as different characters, which is really kind of cool because sometimes they'll have a different contextual action. So for example, besides using A to jump and B to attack, you can also use the X button for, as most Jedis have, they kind of use the Force and they're able to basically manipulate things in the environment. The other really fun thing about this game is that there's always a ton of collectibles and droppables that happen in the environment, which are these little Lego bits. Again, this game is obviously very child-friendly because whenever someone dies, they just go oof and turn into an explosion of little bits. And of course, this game is very fun because you have the second player. A lot of the times you're going to need the second player to hold a switch or hold open a door, and basically they'll have to do that while the other player goes and does the thing. Again, what's really fun about this game is that the environment is super destructible, and it rewards you by dropping little collectible things on the ground. You can also press Y to switch between characters while you're on the fly, and the really cool thing is that you can unlock all these different characters. And again, there's very slight differentiations between them, but once unlocked, you can bring those characters into any past levels. You can bring Luke and a Droideka into, Geonosis if you wanted to. And I think this is a really fun, really smart, creative game. There's also definitely a lot of puzzles in this game, along with combat. And so together, with the CPU or the second player, the characters will be able to progress and, kind of do what they need to do. Some character special abilities will just be things like grappling hooks or mind control or something else that, is a reference to the movie. And each level is, very well built out, so it, lasts longer than it did in the movie. You also have 4 hearts, and if you lose all of them and die, you lose some bits. But really, it's kind of like there's no real penalty for dying or losing your bits, because again, it doesn't really matter all that much. However, if you want to get the full kind of ranking on a level, you're going to have to collect all the bits, in which case it's going to require you to get as many as you can, in which case you also get these other collectibles, which are these Lego packs. And so these are things that are just there for completion's sake, and so if you do really well in the level, basically it will give you a reward. And also, if you get more and more of these Lego kits, you can unlock different kinds of characters or vehicles. That's another fun thing. This game even has vehicle sections, so you can, have a little version of, an X-Wing or whatever, and you're able to kind of experience that in a very kind of simplified Lego form. And again, this whole thing is just about creating a fun kind of kid-friendly version of, the classic Star Wars movies, and it does that in a very humorous and fun and creative way. I think the other thing that's very popular from this game is things like, the Yoda scream when Yoda dies. Something we always made fun of is Mace Windu's double jump. He puffs his chest out, which is very strange animation when most characters do a somersault. But yeah, it's all very lighthearted, good normal fun, and just a very, very good in general. It's funny, when these games originally launched, I recall essentially that they were actually separated. So you had the original trilogy and the prequel trilogy as separate games. And so what you had to do was, buy the two separate games, and then eventually they came out with the complete Saga on Wii. And then I think on Switch and Xbox and all the rest of it, they came out with the Skywalker Saga, which includes the Star Wars movies from the Disney era, which of course don't exist, right? Anyway, it's very funny because, it's a Star Wars Saga, or a Skywalker Saga rather, but the entire thing, features Rey, point and center. And so, it's just along with the forced, this is good now. This is good Star Wars now. The one thing I think that was kind of lost in the scope of things is that the original trilogy Lego games, essentially what they did is that you were actually at the cantina and you could add Mos Eisley, and you can basically go into any of the movies that you wanted, and you do your level select from there. And I thought that was always so cool. And unfortunately, the complete Saga, that is kind of gone. You just kind of have a main hub world. No, sorry, I'm sorry. In the original trilogy, I think you had Dex's Diner or something that in the prequel trilogy that you were able to file select. And in the complete Saga, you just have the cantina. So I felt that was unfortunate. That's one thing that was lost, but otherwise, the complete Saga I think is the best way to experience this game. Anyway, guys, that's all I really have to say about this game. It's very lighthearted, very fun, very cute, and just a fun game to play, honestly. And I think anyone can enjoy it of any age. Anyway, with all that being said, I'll see you later, guys. Bye.